China's patience with North Korea appears to be running out. The superpower suspended flights to the country's capital, Pyongyang, and blocked some trade with the region. Experts say China and the US are both still hopeful of a diplomatic solution that can be reached on North Korea, making it disarm. But the US has made it clear that time is running out. Joining us now is international relations expert Professor Robert Patman. Good morning.
Good morning, Hilary.
So has China finally had enough of North Korea?
It seems that way. They've taken a number of steps since Xi Jinping, the Chinese president, met with Mr. Trump just a week ago. And a number of steps you just intimated. There seems to be North Korea is critically dependent on China economically. And we've known in the last few days that China has begun to turn away the vital coal exports that North Korea directs to China. China has suspended, Chinese airlines have suspended direct flights between Beijing and Pyongyang. In addition, it's moved up in excess of 100,000 troops to the North Korean border, which seems to suggest that the regime in Beijing may be anticipating regime change in Pyongyang.
Gosh, that is hugely significant. And also with the planes not going into Pyongyang anymore and the trade being turning around, this is really going to hurt North Korea.
It is, and I think this is a significant change since the Trump meeting with the Chinese president. What was striking to me was after the meeting, for the first time that I can recall, China agreed with the Trump administration that, quote, something has to be done, unquote. And that indicates that China before has always been, it agrees with the United States. It does not want nuclear weapons in North Korea, but it always is reticent to put real economic pressure on the North Koreans to make them go down the non-nuclear route. And the reason being because they feared a mass of North Korean refugees in the event of regime collapse flooding across into the Chinese border. It seems that they're anticipating there may be major changes in North Korea in the not too distant future.
So China and the US have the same goal. Do they both agree, do you think, that this can be solved diplomatically?
I think at the moment, both the United States and China want a non-military solution. China has been blunter than the United States. China has said that a military outcome would be a lose-lose situation for all concerned. And the Americans, for their part, have said through H.R. McMaster, Mr. Trump's national security advisor, that they're doing everything possible to come up with a non-military solution to this pressing problem. But he did add in a recent interview in the last 24 hours, there must be a resolution. The Vice President, Mike Pence, as you probably heard, has just indicated during his visit to South Korea, the era of strategic patience, as he put it, is over.
Yeah, these are very, very strong words. So who is going to make the next move? Will it be China?
Well, I think China may feel that it's taken the moves, excuse me, that it needs to make. Those measures, by the way, particularly on the trade front, will take a while to bite. So we're in for a very tense period. We've been going through a very tense period. And I think Kim Jong Un is still, the North Korean leader, is still gambling on the fact that the Trump administration is essentially bluffing and that it will be the way of other administrations. It will seek to manage the situation diplomatically. But I think the Trump administration, for its part, has indicated it is willing, if there was no other option, to consider the possibility of preemptive force. At this point in time, it's not considering that, but it may do if the situation does not show any signs that of moving towards a diplomatic resolution.
And what sort of time frame will they have on this?
Well, it's very difficult to know, but I don't think, given the pronouncements that the administration in Washington have made, that we're looking at much beyond 2 weeks. But very difficult to specify precisely. If there were signs that the regime in Pyongyang was moving, then that might open up the window for a little bit more patience. But I think the Trump administration believes that this authoritarian dictatorship will only respond to pressure, and that diplomatic nice words will not move minds. And I think they've got to the point where they're using, they've enlisted China to try to bring triangulated or joint pressure, I should say, on the regime, which hasn't really happened before.
Robert Patman, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.